Welcome back once again, traveler, voyager and explorer of old computer games. Welcome back to the world of the Bard's Tale series. Today we enter it one last time, because today I will cover The Thief of Fate, the last part of the story, of the official story. We're also returning to Scarbray, though it has seen much better times, trust me. Go away, wilderness.
RetroKork.
Yes, we're back in Scarbray, but it's not the Scarbray you probably remember. After all, Tarion, the Mad God, which you might remember from the very first game, he has pretty much burned Scarbray to the ground. Roscoe, Goth, pretty much everyone is dead. Seems like he didn't like the events of the very first game. And yes, this is the third part, and I also only encountered it on the PC, even though I know it's available on the Commodore 64. But I personally prefer, to be honest to you, not to mention the fact that sooner or later I will have to switch to a different computer, game style wise, gaming wise, because sooner or later I'll run out of Commodore 64 titles, commercially available Commodore 64 titles at least. I'll take you through, not through, but a bit into this game. Now, since Tarion, and yes, that really is his name. So if you watch this and then you play the game, you can the first game, you can basically skip the wine cellar. Though I wouldn't suggest doing that with a fresh batch of adventurers. Has turned Scarbray into ruins. There is no Adventurers Guild anymore within the former city limits. Instead, you're all gathered at a camp slightly outside of the ruined city. The game pretty much plays like its predecessor, even though there are technically two or three major changes, major differences. One is you will end up going to different dimensions, different realities, parallel to that of Scarbray. For that to happen, you will need to turn a magic user who could be an archmage under the new rules, where you have to only know all 7 spell levels for 3 magic user classes. You have to turn one of those into a chronomancer. The main drawback is that unfortunately that chronomancer can no longer be used to do the spells he learned before. A chronomancer is focused only on bending time and space.
Space is warped and time is bendable.
You will also need a thief, and someone who will become what is referred to as a geomancer. That is a magic user who can still fight, because that class is only available to fighters, to people who fight with weapons, not with magic. So yeah, bards, warriors, hunters, monks, yes, monks. Masters of martial arts, preferably fighting with quarterstaffs. Pretty much all those who are closer to the enemy in combat, they can be turned into as Geomancer. This also has a major drawback, that is, they will lose their special thing. So a warrior can't do multiple attacks anymore, a bard can't sing anymore, but they still can fight. So yeah. Then again, this change only happens at a very special place, in a very specific alternate reality. Yeah, the dimension warps. Well, those you need to use something specific. You need to use the spell, of course, at the proper location, and you need to use the game's code wheel. Now, for the PC, there exists an officially released correct exe file made available by the good folks at Interplay and Electronic Arts, because they kind of forgot to pack it in with the Ultimate RPG collection that had all 3 Bard's Tale adventures coming with it. In each of the dimensions you need to complete a quest, find a godlike hero, for example, to find the spell that will allow you to progress in the game. You also have to go, as I mentioned, to a specific place in the Scarabray reality, the main world, and then use the proper spell. Yeah, it's a bit more complicated than just teleporting me to a different reality. Fortunately, this game comes with an auto-mapping feature, so you don't need to draw elaborate maps on graph paper anymore. There's also something about the character creation in this game that I want to talk to you about. Now you can choose which sex, which physical gender your characters have, so you can pick whether you want to run around the realm of Scarabray as a male or female person. It doesn't affect the gameplay, it is only a cosmetic choice. You can also import characters from the previous installments of the Bard's Tale, and during import I think you can pick the gender while importing the character. You can import characters from Ultima 3 and 4, and from Wizardry 1, 2 and 3, though not all options are available at all platforms. For example, the PC version only allows you to load characters from the previous version, from the previous games. Anyway, after this adventure is over, the heroes get their befitting goodbyes, and one could say they're retiring, but I'm not going to give away the ending. It's fitting, especially if you take a group of adventurers from the first to the last step. And yeah, that's pretty much all about the Bard's Tale 3. Now, because I don't want to do a full-on episode on the Bard's Tale construction kit, could I get a new background, please? Okay, that'll do. That'll do. So, the Bard's Tale construction kit was not available for the Commodore 64 anymore, but it was available for MS-DOS and Commodore Amiga. It was only released for those 2 platforms. Here you can create your own stories, your own tales, your own adventures, using maps based on the 22 by 22 grid for each location, for each locale. And you get from location to locale to locale, from location to location using teleports, technically. Also, any game made with the Bard's Tale construction kit, or was a construction set, I always mix these two up, construction set, BTCS. Any game with the made with that engine does not have geomancers and chronomancers, so it's rather a lot like Bart's Tale 2, but in VGA and with smaller maps, more of the size of the regular old first part. And it's without banks or Roscoe's Energy Emporium. To fully explain this creation software's capabilities, what that and possibilities, that's actually a bit beyond the realm of what I can tell you in these videos. And it's best done by both looking at the example adventure already included, as well as keeping the manual close to you, especially because of the lists you'll need. You can actually export the games that you create so they can be played without the use of the Bart's Tale construction set. And with that, I shall end my journey through the world of the Bard, the Archmage, and the Thievish Rogue. I hope you enjoyed this trip, so to speak, and maybe return in 2 weeks when I will look at a different game, but on the Commodore 64, I assure you. Which game it will be, I'll tell you. That cutoff was unexpected. Don't you ever do that to me, editor. Good. Anyways, what I wanted to tell you is that next time I'll be looking at Hot Wheels.